Okay. Somewhat related, I guess, because it's social media, it's online, as you were just talking about there, but it's a different topic. We're talking about the X push, this stoush in the federal court at the moment, freedom of speech, that graphic footage should remain online. That's basically the argument that X is taking. Who are you backing in this stoush?
Well, I'm saying that Australian laws need to be complied with in Australia. I think it's quite a unique situation that we're seeking to apply Australian law outside of our domestic borders. So we'll see where the courts land on that. And it has become a bit of a national sport to beat up on billionaires like Musk. Everyone's deleting their Twitter account, but no one's giving back their Tesla. I think it's really interesting to note, Pete, that the bishop himself that was subjected to this terrorist attack in our suburbs doesn't want this footage taken down. He wants the awareness raised, and he also doesn't want it to be politicised against free speech. And so I think that's really useful to know. We know we can find violent footage of previous assassinations of presidents, of popes on the internet. So I think the fact is that a terrorist attack occurred in our suburbs, and we need to be aware of that. The footage also shows, obviously, Bishop Emmanuel praying for the perpetrator and exercising his Christian faith as well, which I think is a really powerful message to come out of the footage.
I think there's, just beyond that too, the trouble that I can see happening here is if there is this push for violent images to be taken down, whether it's online or whether it's on X or whatever, where do you draw the line? What becomes violent and what doesn't? Do you have to start taking down footage from 9/11? Do you have to start taking down footage of fights in the Northern Territory? What's violent and what's not?
Exactly, Pete. And I think that's why for us in the coalition, we've been pushing for one of the e-safety commissioner's recommendations about having an age sort of gateway on the internet to pornography and aggressively violent images, so that at least young Australians aren't automatically subjected to violent pornography, etc. And I think that's something that we should be testing here domestically, rather than, as you say, trying to be the arbiters for everybody on what determines violent footage.
Bridget, good to chat. We'll talk to you again.
Always.
Have a good weekend.
See ya.